Number 31 reads, which of the following organism passes more energy to its consumer per unit gram consumed? Number 31 question again. Which of the following organism passes more energy to its consumer per unit gram consumed? The options are A. Beans, B. Insects, C. Chicken, D. Goats. When you look at all the options, you realize that A is the only plant that is there. Is the only plant crop that is there. So the answer is A, because bean as a plant crop is a producer. When you look at the food chain, you remember your food chain. We have the producer, the consumer, and the decomposers. The insect, chicken, goat, and every other animals depend on the producer for their food. So therefore, taking food directly from the producer, you know what producers are? Organisms that are able to manufacture their own food, such as autotrophs. So when you take food directly from producers, there is higher probability that you will get more nutrients than when you take it from consumer, any form of consumers. Number 32. The ultimate source of energy is A. Food, B. Sun, C. Coal, D. Petrol. The answer is sunlight. That's the solar energy. Sunlight is the source of almost all energies of the earth. Plants convert light energy from the sun to chemical energy, that's food, by photosynthesis. So it's even sun that converts light energy that is even sun energy that is finally converted to food. So it's sunlight. Number 33. Organisms that occupy the second trophic level are called organisms that occupy the second trophic level are called A. Herbivore, B. Carnivore, C. Decomposers, D. Scavenger. When you talk about trophic level means energy level, just known as energy level. In our energy level, looking at the food chain, we have the producer, the consumer, the decomposer. The producer is in the first energy level or the first trophic level. Then whatever feed on the producer is on the second trophic level, and these are the decomposer. So the decomposer is in the second trophic level. Sorry, I said decomposer. The consumer, sorry, is on the second trophic level. The decomposer is on the third trophic level. Now the producers are the green plants, because they are able to manufacture their own food, like I've said earlier. Now, what feed on green plants? According to the options here, what feed on plants are herbivore. Herbivores are things that feed on plants. So they should be the one in the next level, which is the second trophic level or second energy level. So herbivore is the answer. B, remember carnivore. Carnivores don't feed directly on plants, they feed on herbivore. Decomposers decompose. Scavengers feed on dead organisms, mainly dead animals. Number 34. The feature that prevents water loss from the body of a lizard is the A. Nuchal crest, B. Golar fold, C. Nictitating membrane, and D. Horny scales. Let's look at the first one, the nuchal crest. What is the nuchal crest? The nuchal crest is part of the skull where the neck muscle is attached. So the answer is non-nuchal crests. The second one is the gular fold, that's B. Gular fold is used to attract mates, so it's not gular fold. The third one, nictitating membrane. The nictitating membrane is what protects the eyes and is used mainly for blinking in lizard. So it's not nictitating membrane. D. Horny scales. Horny scales makes the lizard watertight. So It makes the lizard watertight, or will I say waterproof, so therefore it prevents water loss from the body of the lizard. Number 35. Which of the following characteristics is not found in arid land animals? The answer is broad flattened body. Number 36. The following conditions are associated with smoking of cigarettes except heart diseases, slow reflex, poor development of fetus, arthritic pains. Smoking can lead to so many effects. Smoking leads to heart diseases. It also leads to poor development of fetus because the fetus might lack enough oxygen and it can cause arthritic pain. But talking about slow reflexes, slow reflexes is usually caused by age. Age is one factor that causes slow reflexes because of the gradual loss of neurons, especially with more complex tasks over the years. Another thing that can cause slow reflex can be fatigue, distraction, alcohols, and some people are born naturally with slow reflex. That's what I call personality types. So I think the answer is slow reflex. It doesn't have anything to do with smoking. Now talking about the smoking, some of the conditions that affect some of the conditions that's associated with smoking of cigarettes include lung cancer, heart diseases, arthritic pain, stroke, cataract, type 2 diabetes, sudden infant death syndrome, erectile dysfunction, and all that. Number 37. Which of the following organism may bring about reduction in human population? We have A. Trees, B. Butterflies, C. Housefly, D. Shrubs. The answer is housefly. Reason: trees and shrubs provide food for humans, so they support human growth. Butterflies, how do they support humans? Indirectly, by pollination. They help to transfer pollen grains, so therefore they support growth of crops indirectly. Then housefly, do they have any positive effects? I don't think so. What I know they have is negative effects because they cause dysentery, so they can bring about reduction in human population. The answer is C. Housefly. Number 38. A population is defined as the answer is C. The number of organisms of the same species, note that, the same species living together in a given period of time. Since you should consider its number of organisms and they must be of the same species and they will be living together in a given period of time. Number 39. The following statements are characteristics of succession, except that it takes place in a newly formed habitat, it involves gradual progressive increase of species over a period of time, it always involves competition among organisms, and it can start with complex community. The answer is D. Succession does not start with complex community. It takes place in newly formed habitat instead. What is succession? Succession is the process of change in the species structure of an ecological community over time. It takes place in newly formed habitats. Number 40. The following statements are true about climax community, except that A. The community is at its equilibrium. You know what equilibrium means? It has gotten to its peak. B. The community is stable. C. Species of plants and animals can change from year to year. D. The vegetation reaches the highest development. Looking at A, B, and D, they are all characteristics of climax community, because climax community means when a community have attained its peak. When a community has attained its peak, it means there will hardly be any changes in that community. So therefore, such community should be at its equilibrium, it should be stable, and the vegetation should have reached its highest development. But looking at option C, where it says species of plants and animals can change from year to year, it's not true. It means it has not gotten to its climax yet. So the answer is C. Number 41. Poisonous substances produced by bacteria in plant or animal bodies are called toxins. Toxins means harmful and poisonous substance. So the answer is D. Number 42. Which of the following natural resources is non-renewable? Soil, water, solid minerals, wildlife. The answer is solid minerals. Solid minerals are non-renewable because they are available in limited supply. When I say limited supply, I mean with time it can run out of supply, unlike soil, water, and wildlife, which are in excess supply. I agree they are all natural resources, but solid minerals are non-renewable, and these solid minerals are in limited supply because it's due to the long time it takes for them to replenish. Number 43. Which of the following occurrence is not an advantage of forest conservation? Increased rainfall, purification of the atmosphere, production of timber, preservation of natural resources. Production of timber is there, preservation of natural habitats is there, increased rainfall is there now because it supports vegetation, purification of the atmosphere by using the carbon in the atmosphere is there. So the answer is not really clear in 43. Number 44. Importance of conservation of wildlife include the following: except generation of income through tourism, preservation of natural habitats, generation of income through sale of ivory, maintaining the balance of ecosystem. The answer is C. Generation of income through sale of ivory. It's if you are selling ivory, it means you actually wish for most elephants to be dead. So therefore, you are not conserving those wildlife. Number 45. A mother is likely to be able to distinguish between her identical twin daughters because of physiological variation, morphological variation, character variation, or genetic variation. The answer is physiological variation. Physiological variation has to do with behavior. Morphological variation has to do with physical appearance. So since they are identical twins, their mother should distinguish between the two daughters using physiological variation. Number 46. Which of the following factors does not contribute to variation in living organisms? A. Mitosis. B. Meiosis. C. Mutation. D. Environment. The environment has a role it plays. Mutation to change in gene has a role it plays. Meiosis, cell division in the reproductive parts, has a role it plays. But mitosis, body cell division. So the answer is A. Mitosis. Number 47. Which of the following traits show clear-cut differences with no intermediate form? A. Intelligence. B. Sex. C. Skin color. D. Comb. The answer is B. Sex. When you say intermediate, you cannot say when it's gender, you are a boy, you are a girl. You are If you are a boy, you are a boy. If you are a girl, you are a girl. It's not you are a boy or maybe you are a girl or something is in between them. There is no intermediary. Unlike intelligence, you can't say this person is purely intelligent than how will I put it? You can't say this is intelligent, this is dull. There can be intermediary of someone that can be a bit intelligent than the one that is more intelligent, or a bit dull than the one that is more dull, and all that. Just like color shades. You can say brown, you are a bit brown, you are fair, you are close to being white, and all that. So those ones, they are intermediaries too. Same with intelligence, same with skin color, same with this option D, comb shape. When you say comb shape, in cock, their comb, looking at the shape of comb, the comb of each cock might look alike, not much distinction. Unlike the one of sex, that you say, oh, you are a male. If you are a male, you stand where male belong. If you are a female, you stand where female belong. So in sex or gender, no intermediary. And this is what we call discontinuous variation. It's discontinuous. Intelligence, skin color, comb shape are continuous variation. Number 48. Variation in organism can be described as when organisms feed on different types of food. B. Organisms show different traits from each other. C. Offspring resemble the parent. D. Organisms are living in different community. The answer is B. Variation, differences. Organisms show different traits from each other. Number 49. The simplest unit for transfer of character from parent to offspring is the A. Chromosome. B. Gene. C. DNA. D. Ribosome. The answer is gene. Gene is referred to as the unit of inheritance. So B is the answer.